Hey guys, today is I think the 12th. Maybe it's not the 12th, but if it's not, you get it. May 12th, 2021, sometime around there. We had a big day at the garden today. As you'll see, we'll go right to it for this garden update. First of all, I brought the massage gun, which everybody should. I bring every time, but also make sure to turn it off. But here we are. We dug the shallow couple inches down through this turf right here, as you can see, and we are ready to build the bed. Because of the RPI email crisis, we couldn't order the materials yet, the wood, basically, but we wanted to prepare today, so we're prepared for the next step. And I think the email crisis is fading away soon, supposedly, maybe this afternoon, maybe tomorrow, who knows, but hopefully next week we'll have this new bed in, and it's a production bed. And really excitedly, we had my wonderful advisor and amazing STS faculty member, Abby Kinchy, come today, and she's teaching a course this summer, Food, Farms, and Famine. I think it's something called like that, or something with those words in the title. And we talked and had a really generative idea jam sesh about how we can incorporate the beds into that classroom. So if you're also a faculty member, I know Raquel was interested, Raquel Vello, and Brandon and Jen, those people will be weaving their classes in. So if you're a faculty member in STS or another department, feel free to contact us for some sort of weaving in. But we had a lot of really interesting ideas about how to use the garden, what kind of activities work, and what kind of regular activities could be done here, and how to establish a kind of communication system for specific tasks and stuff like that. Also, this is going to be a production bed, so we did some brainstorming about what we're going to grow in here, and we had some great ideas. Just a traditional kind of bed. We're going to transplant some of the kale. We're going to plant some carrots from seed, some green beans from seed, some radish from seed. We've got some basil sprouts, I think, or some starter that Jen has. We're going to replant the tomatoes, which we'll get to, and asparagus, which is going to be funny because it's just going to be asparagus growing out of the ground exactly as you eat it. And yeah, but also Abby texted me with a really interesting idea about basically a Three Sisters portion of the garden to reflect the indigenous practices, and also learn about that. And that is a really interesting idea, I think, to have corn and beans and squash. I don't know for sure, but Brendan and I were thinking that that'd be a great opportunity to put a land acknowledgement sign up, maybe link through a QR code to some of the really important indigenous organizations around here, like Friends of the Mohican. But aside from all that, we had Natalie come. Nobody's here right now because they left. But Natalie came, an undergraduate sophomore, and she picked worms from this. So we've got some worms now that have been transplanted in here, and they're going to be good for tilling the soil, moving nutrients around, processing, I don't know, worm stuff. We all love it. And before I move on to a full bed review, before closing this video, we'd like to submit who has ideas for what to do with all this turf, or this, whatever we were calling it. We've got a lot of it, and it can't be, outside the bed area, but maybe there's something we can do it. And if it's not, we're going to test it for lead, but if it doesn't have any lead, we're going to throw it right in the compost. So I think that shouldn't be in there. So that's going to be cool if we can do that. But otherwise, give us your ideas for how we should use that. But yeah, really excited to get this bed really off the ground. So let's do a review really quickly here. So we like to start out as always, with our most beautiful boys, the tarragon. Just fabulous. Fabulous. Somebody needs to come make a pesto. Oh, and also for, before I forget, for Abby's class, we had this really cool idea of creating a list of things you can make with stuff in the garden. So if you know any recipes that could come from this, or use one part of this, or are entirely from the garden, like a tarragon pesto, drop them in the general chat or on the ecological design, and we'll add them to the list. But this tarragon is just, gorgeous. As I said last week, it's one of these things that I want to put in my aquascape, but also that's every plant. We've got this amazing comfrey. This is maybe the healthiest looking comfrey. It is just excellent. I'm surprised it hasn't been eaten by rabbits. I wonder how many of the rabbits on campus eat from here. But anyways, comfrey's looking good. Come make a salve for your wounds. This, I think Abby told us, is milkweed. This one with the smooth leaves is milkweed. And this one is, I'm forgetting now, Brandon said it's maybe in the sunflower family, but really cool. We're gonna let him grow. As Abby correctly noted, we have a lot of weeds in here, but that's kind of the point. Although we'd like to find a better system of weed removal, but we love all our friends. Remember, we didn't plant really 95% of this. We just let it come up from the garden last year, which was much scarcer. So something's happening. The chocolate mint continues to grow. Looks really good. It smells good too. This is confirmed kind of lettuce, which Jen evened out so that our beautiful red lettuce friends, who are so small, can grow. We've got the, I think, walking onion or spring onion. I don't know, whichever one. Here, chilling, doing good. This lettuce is very plain, but you can eat it. It's healthy, so come on down and do so. The arugula flowers are just absolutely gorgeous. I just love them. And if you're into arugula, it tastes bad to me, but here it is. Really nice. What else over here? Yeah, we've got the garlics, and the walking onions are doing interesting. There's actually a walking onion over here that has developed a bud. So you see that? It'll grow up, it'll get too heavy, it'll sink, and then this will decay. This will decay, and then it will grow here. And that's why it's called the walking onion. I think I point that out every video, but I just think it's really freaking cool. But yeah, so let's move to the next one. Ooh. Yeah, this is definitely milkweed, because we left a bunch of milkweed seeds here last time. We got Martin's potting mix. Thanks again for that, fam. Jen had this. This is cool. Don't know what it is. Okay, it's mixed. Here's something really cool. While we were here, this mustard greens that we love, and it's never gotten this tall, it budded into a little flower. And Brandon thinks that because it wasn't that way when he first arrived, so pretty cool that it budded right when we were here. It's probably all the good vibes. We've got Christina's lentil sprouts looking good. This is our friend the bean sprout, who we're gonna get to grow up this. Still growing. There's a couple of them around here. They're doing well. More mustard greens, doing good. I forget the name of these, but there was this they usually stay low like this, but I lifted out this sign and look how tall these guys are. So interesting. Maybe they thrive under less sunlight or limited sunlight. That's interesting. Chris Tazi, lecturer in our department, great guy, planted some tomatoes. And so these unlabeled flags represent that. Please don't remove them. And the clover garden here still just, again, not edible, but it's been with us the longest time. I was describing to Abby today fondly that when we rejuvenated this garden. It was really the only part of the garden that had maintained any moisture or health in the soil. And it's just a really thick, interesting friend. So we keep it around because we like it. It's an experimental bed, so we let things rock. Here's another thing at Comfrey, just looking freaking glorious, unreal. I don't know what that is, but we've got these spring onions growing these little friends, and I don't know the explanation for what these are. Are they like the walking onion? Are these a similar idea? I don't know, but we'll find out soon. I think the grape hyacinth died. I'm not totally sure why, but rest in peace. But we loved you when we had you, and we'll miss you. I guess I have to go in the bed. The kale, the dinosaur kale, looking really good. Got some dandelions, keep them around. And we've got the red Russian kale here, really nice. I think this is milkweed, but yeah, it's starting to get a little clogged in here. We got to clean this up, but we were focused on digging today. I'll kind of skip that part of the thing today. Ooh, beans sprouting. Yep, but everything's looking really good, folks. And as always, we'll kind of close this out with our fern friend, who's just amazing. Look at him. Tall, beautiful. Would love to put him in my aquascape. And this tarragon is just an absolute force. Oh, and of course the third comfrey. We need to really use some of this comfrey someday. But yeah, things are really looking good here, folks. We're ready. We're for the next step. And after this bed, after that summer budget comes in, we're building another bed. It's a pollinator bed. And eventually we'll have a shed here. The EBW shed, need to get an update on that. And, you know, a really interesting socio-ecological community is thriving here on campus, and I invite you to join it whenever you want. All right, this has been the Vasudha Garden update for today, and I'm excited for the future, and I hope you're a part of it, digitally or physically. All right, have a good day, everyone.